Okay, all my life I was surrounded by dumb shits that I had to argue fucking stupid points about, and I'd go through life just looking back at it like these dumbasses were wrong about that. Why did they see what I fucking said? Okay, and so this is dedicated to all those fucking morons. In 1770, the Dauphin of France married Marie Antoinette. In 1774, in May, Louis the 15th died, and Louis the 16th took power. Okay, we'll start back at the 711, more invasion of Europe, on to the Crusades, on to 1492. Columbus used a Moor navigator to get to America. 1519, Cortez founded a Cuban city. In 1619, English colony buys the first slaves. 1622 is when the first American-Indian War started. And 1712, you get the Willie Lynch letter. 1776, Declaration of Independence. Weishaupt, American Revolution. 1789, French Revolution. 1808, psychiatry, coined by Johann Christian Reil. 1815, Battle of Waterloo. 1863, the slaves are free. 2 years later, Lincoln is assassinated in 1865. So, we then go on to 1871. Pike writes a letter to Mazzini, Giuseppe Mazzini, where he talks about the three wars inspired 95 years earlier by Weishaupt. 1883, eugenics is coined by Francis Galton, Charles Darwin's cousin. 1911, the Federal Reserve, which is a blood-sucking vampire from the Babylon Systems Handbook, comes into play in America. 1914, 1918, World War I. 1932, Stalin starved 7 million people for a year to death. 1939 to 1945, World War II. 1948, Israel is formed as a result of the Tool Society doing what they're supposed to as part of the agenda. 1955, Vietnam War, the old two sides and getting ingrained in the third world's mind. 1961, the Bay of Pigs. 1963, shortly after Diem is assassinated in Vietnam, Kennedy's assassinated, and that's when they arrest Lee Harvey Oswald, and Jack Ruby shoots him to cover it up for the New World Order. 1967, Six-Day War, Arab-Israeli War. 1967, 1970, Nigerian Civil War. 1979, Russia invades Afghanistan. 1986, Iran-Contra, where you have the drug dealers, you have Oliver North testifying, you have all that good stuff. 1991, the Iraq War, Rodney King beating. 1993, apartheid is dismantled finally in South Africa after psychiatry is used on 67,000 Africans who are called inferior by the psychiatrist scum who are doing it. Meanwhile, psychiatry is being practiced all over the world, including right here in America, right here in California. And we go on, and I get into that more in my psychiatry series. I get into really in depth, because psychiatry is one of the main tools of the New World Order, and it's scum, and it's the main killer in America right now. So we go on to 2001, 9/11 happened, George Bush announced the New World Order. It's like Gordon Brown, you got Zabriskie, Kissinger, you have the Prince of the Netherlands, on and on. Queen Elizabeth, all these people openly talking about New World Order. So, what you have is them controlling both sides, them acting like scum, and them doing what they always do. This is that let them eat cake bitch. Okay? Their answer to the problems of the world is to manipulate your mind and to use food against you. Either they will say let them eat cake or give them GMO foods, or if they don't do it our way, don't give them any food at all. It goes back to the Egyptians and the Mesopotamian civilizations, the Tigris and the Euphrates and the Yellow River in China. It goes back to the civilizations controlling people by controlling the food. Okay, the same thing Stalin did. And my answer to Marie Antoinette's let them eat cake or eat our GMO foods or take our pills or eat shit because the New World Order says is, how about you elite assholes and doctors and psychiatrists who are trying to shove death down everybody's throat? How about you eat a fucking dick, you piece of shit, scumbag, you parasitic greedy hogs?